Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. I'm the last guy before lunch, so be patient, please. So today I'm going to take you around 15 minutes from your time to speak about ineffective data management and how data could affect the business into the engineering construction. I have a nice conversation today with 7 or 8 people in the morning. The only surprise I have is none of them give me a business card. All of them give me a QR code. Only one lady gave me a business card, which is something new to me. I'm used to have the old machines and carry too much business card in my pocket. I've never ever used them today. That's one of the things just noticed in the morning. So I would take you for an overview about the ineffective data, and then I'm going to move, after the introduction, of course, I'm going to move about what we are doing and who we are. And then at a late stage, I'm going to speak about the challenge we are facing into the industry. And then at a later stage also, I will give some comparison that McKinsey done last year between engineering constructions and automotive manufacturing. And at the end, I will speak about the solution. Okay, that is the agenda. So about me, my name is Walid. I work into Software One almost 2.5 years. I used to move customers from normal or basic standard mode to digital business mode. And also, since we're talking about mode, we have 4 different levels. We have basic, we have standard, we have professional, and we have advanced. And the advanced is the most automated levels into digital transformation. About us, Software One is there around 30 years ago. We have around 9,300 employees in the globe. And also, we are a technology-driven organization. We do believe in technology, support people, business in virtual and business style. We have people speaking around 13 languages, and we have more than 455 consultants. In 2020, we teamed up with RIP Software. RIP Software is a German software development company where their main focus on engineering construction vertical applications, where they build and do end-to-end complete platform. And also, at the late of 2020, Schneider Electric has acquired RIP Software, so we're becoming a partner for Schneider Electric. For some people, Schneider is not a German company. Schneider is a French company, and RIP Software is a German company. I used to know that Schneider was a German company. Till this merge happened, I figured out that Schneider is not German, okay? So, what are the challenges that we are facing into the current situation? First of all, everybody is busy into the industry. People normally looking for new projects. They want to build, they want to construct, and want to deliver, and then do it again and again and again. However, the majority of our challenge, the first thing is we don't deliver on time. There is no project are delivered on time, on the meantime. Second, we don't deliver on the required quality. And the third thing, we ended up spending more and make less margin rather than what we estimated for because of so many things happening. So these are the normal challenges that we are facing into the industry. Apart from this, we want to know the impact on those challenges. I mean, those challenges lead to what? Lead to money waste. But where is this money goes? Why we lose this money, or what is the main reason behind losing this money? It's all about data. And I'm going to speak about some examples just right now after we finish the following slides. So majority of those slides, that business people from the engineering construction looking for the data, and after they found it, they need to structure it, and after they structure it, they need to norm it, form it, perform it. And after this, they start to do their jobs. If you take this whole cycle, this is not a business job. This is an IT job. But it's done into the engineering construction by business people because of lack of coordinations. And I'm going to speak about this into the new slide. More than 200 tons of waste of material going to waste every year into our industry. The reason behind is double purchased, expiry, products are not required anymore, or delay in delivery. And 1 day per week are lost from each employee per month to look for the data and to try to make a use of this data, which means that 4 days in a month are completely wasted from an employee time in order to do their jobs. This is almost 20% time wasted. This is the McKinsey study I was starting to talk about today, that majority of engineering construction people say that we are into a difficult, complex industry. We don't have similar things happening like the other industry. However, in this example, when McKinsey did that study to see how much the technology adapting to the industry, the construction was one of the least industry adopted to technology compared to the other industries. And that's why we picked up the automotive discrete manufacturing industry to compare with. And the reality is, why this is happening? Because nobody looking outside, nobody thinking differently. And today I had here a panel discussion from Mr. Ahmed Balawi. He was sitting that majority of people are using too many systems, but they are not talking to each other, and they are not producing the right result. This was one of the statements I've heard today. So this is going to give us the result why this is happening. So if I pick up an industry like consumers, or I pick up industry like IT or another, you will find the industry, or transportation, you will find the industry is too much digitalized with technology apart from construction. So around 3 years ago, I decided to do a hair construction operation, and I was sitting on my laptop and I started to look for some websites, and I tried to search for the informations about how do I do an operation for hair constructions. And in the late night, I received a call from Turkey clinic calling me on my mobile saying the following: you were on my website, you spent 14 minutes on my applications, you were looking into the prices of grafts and calculation of hair constructions, I can help you. And I was completely amazed. All this information, the person from the clinic in Istanbul, he was able to manage to capturing them using digital transformation, using the concept we're just talking about right now. If you take this example, compared to what we are, you will find a huge gap. And this is why construction is one of the least technology, one of the least industry. So here is the comparison we've done, or the comparison that McKinsey have done between automotive discrete manufacturing and constructions, and they found out that the construction is 30 times behind the discrete manufacturing automotive industry, where this industry is too much ahead in terms of digital transformation, adoption for technology, using iRobot to completely manufacture electrical car and send it to the market, and yet they are 100% sure that 30% of the cars in 2025 will be an electrical car. And in 2030, 85% of the cars will be an electrical car. So the people know what they are doing. So here is explanation of the gaps between the two industries, and here is where is the construction versus where is automotive manufacturing. And again, I would like you to think why we are one of the least technology adoption industry. So, a very easy example, the manual work is there, amount of data using an amount of fragmented tools we used are the main cause of these things. Where it leads up to do what we call unproductive task. So we spend too much time, too much effort, too many resources, and again, the reason behind is lack of coordination. So here is the normal style of work where we have something happening on the BIM, and the BIM is a software tools, is not a platform, where we have data losses, too much rework, data doubled. We have also outdated information. On average, I'm speaking about average, there are from 18 to 26 different applications are used by engineering constructions nowadays. Reality is, we don't need all of this. Reality says that this leads to what? This leads to too much work, too much effort, and again, people are using different tools at a different time, at the different resources, at a different database, and they are not integrated. And one of the people today, Sami, I believe Sami was speaking about it. He was speaking about the effort and the amount of time we would like to take in order to make all these applications are working together is too much massive. It's a hell of time and effort to make them work together. So what is the solution? How can we fix it? And where we need to go? That is our next step. The idea of the open platform is the key solution for this. Why this is going to help? First of all, it uses one single source of truth. Second, it's open not only for you as a company. You need to use it, your supplier also need to use it, your subcontractors need to use it, and the end user need to use it, of course, with a granted access level. So, what else? It helps from all end-to-end application, end-to-end life cycle. It's a start from designing phase and moving to the full operation phase. Everybody could use the platform. Designers, estimators, quality control, project costing, all the people from all levels could use the platform. So, what else it could help with? Along with this, we have a sustainability module where you could use, and I've heard Walid today speaking about, we could manage to know the CO2 emission at the procurement level, but we could not manage it at the site level. But the reality is the M2 platform is going to help you to know the sustainability levels at the backside level, which is the procurement or material and subcontractor, and also at the site engineering level. Today, we have also a gentleman, his name is Ahmed Balawi also, he was speaking about why this is not happening, and the overpromise and the underdeliver. Again, I name it for two things. People, expectations. We have to pick up the right people, and we have to manage the right expectation. So, here is some idea about what you can achieve when you are using the open platform in a corrective manner. If you notice, we have a single database engine inside the platform where we collect all the tools in one platform. We could use it at all levels, from down to the bottom, from foreman to a CEO. However, the only key is you would be able to make the right decision at the right time. You could see far when you are using a platform because you would see the main reason behind what informations you have in your dashboard or in your access right. So, this is the idea of the platform, and on the other hand, we achieve this through a mobile device. So it's a user-friendly application where you can use it, easy to use, and you can use it from any device as soon as you are connected to the internet. And nevertheless, to see that 78% on nowadays, people are reading and responding to their emails from a mobile device, not from the computer. And I'm sure this percentage next year will be more than 90%. So, as I mentioned, it's an end-to-end application. It's combined the two things together, the ERP and the construction piece of work. They put them together, and again, we start on this top of all, using mobile, using business intelligence, and using artificial intelligence. So, no matter which project you have, maybe you have an infrastructure, maybe you have a civil project, you could use the applications or you could use the platform in any type of projects you have, and only the applications or the platform is used for several people, which is contractor, subcontractor, real estate developer, or end users or owner. So these are the people who could use the M2. The M2 stands for Microsoft and number 2, and 2 stands for the two process we have, the virtual and physical process. Here is some idea about what we can do when we implement the M2 in a corrective manner and in the right style with the right people, with the right audience. We could do better planning where we can design. We have a simulation inside the application where it gives you analysis, same way like what Juan was doing in the morning. It has a better control. You're always ensuring the compliance in your work because our M2 platform do not approve that one person do the transaction, the same person boss the transaction, the same person authorize the transaction, and the same person approve the transaction. The platform cannot accept this. We have to have an approval workflow. And also, it makes people working together, department working together, and they are sharing the same information, they are using the same info. And at the end, they are doing the right decisions. And those decisions are predictive decisions, not corrective decisions. So that's it. On an average, you could have achieved additional 25 to 30% revenue more than what you do if you implemented the open platform idea. So finally, I still have around 4 minutes, but I would like to take you for some facts. These are all following facts. The construction is not using data, which is the fuel of each organization in the corrective manner. It's a reality. We don't have the leverage of those informations and what we call ineffective data management. And the things else that we are far away than digitalization, the journey, also there is another lady called Alison. She was speaking in the morning about digital transformation. It is not switch off, switch on. It might take you a year or a year and a half to reach there. The only thing you need to do at that time is where you are and what level of technology you use and where you want to go and which application would help you to go with, to partner with. That is the current thing that you need to know on the meantime. Apart from this, the rest is easy. If you put your strategy, if you put your plans, if you combine the right people, and then you started your journey, you will reach, you will reach. So, as a next to call actions, we have outside booth. We are very close to the women toilet. Sorry for this, but this is where is our booth. And we can have one-to-one meeting to help anyone if you need some support. Apart from this, we have what we call a smart lab. And a smart lab is a 2 days or 3 days workshop based on your requirement, where what we can do is to sit with you and decide where you are in terms of processes, in terms of practices, in terms of applications, and where you want to go, and how long it will take you to go there, and accordingly start the journey together. I am very honored to take 15 minutes from your time, which is, I consider, something very valuable for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much indeed. Before we have time for a couple of very quick questions, but I have a question for you myself, Walid. What would be the implementation time? I know it's very difficult to generalize. What would be the implementation time I would need to implement an open package of this kind? How long would it take to set up? And would it be disruptive to the work that I'm already doing while it's being set up? What do you think?
Okay, I understand the question. There are two questions. How long is the implementation time? There is no accurate implementation time where we can give. It depends from company to company, but on average, I would like to say from 4 months to 7 or 8 months, depending on how current business you are.
Okay.
So that is related to the implementation. But does it require time? The answer is yes. Does it require attention? The answer is definitely yes. What normally happens with organization nowadays, that the CEO is coming and say, I want to implement this, you have 3 months to do it, and everybody else is busy with projects. So that's also lead to a failure. And there was one person saying today about why projects are failed in implementation. The reason behind is not to put the right people, not to give the right attention, and not to put the right expectations. So those 3 elements, or those 3 things, are the major success criteria to make it succeed or not to make it succeed.
Yeah, and I guess taking the kind of time frame you mentioned pretty much ensures that it does what you want it to do rather than force you to work in its way, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Understood. Any questions, please, for Walid Abdulaziz?
Yes, so my name is Anastasia Verteuri. I'm an architect and BIM specialist and head of technology at our firm, EB Architects, located in Greece. And it was a very interesting presentation, and we have tried to deal with these issues on our own at the scale of the company. But what I would like to imagine is that how would this be implemented in the context of the whole ecosystem of a project? Because I can imagine, as it was asked before, how this could be implemented within a company. But in order for the maximum value to be acquired from such a tool would be for it to be implemented within a project and involving a lot of companies. So I would like to know if you have any case studies, if you have an example that this type of implementation was done and how it was perceived by the users and the clients.
Okay, I understood your questions is regarding about implementation and complexity of implementation during a running project. Of course, when you have a running project and you started to adapt new technology and use it during the running projects, this is not an easy task to do. And you have to have a very good type of people who understand the technology, well trained with it in order to be able to implement it. So if we speak about the company level where we implement the platform, we prefer to implement the platform and after this test the platform and then go lives and accordingly start all the new projects into the platform and whatever completed projects onto the previous platform, we just could take them as a reference data. This is what we normally do. However, if you have a project and it's a 20% progression or a 10% progression, we still can implement the system during the project going live, and after this we use, but again, it's all about company expectations. We have to set the expectation together. We have to agree on the plans. We also have some live customers have tested this and implemented this where we can connect you with them in the future to get to know how did they do it. Am I answering your question?
It covers a part of my question. The other one was how do we, let's say, ask for the collaborators of a project to also get in the platform and use this environment. Because it's not just one company. There are a lot of working parts in any project. So
Yeah,
that was-
as I mentioned before, the idea of the platform is not only used across your company. It's, again, you used it, your site people used it, your supplier used it. It's just a responsibility at your level to understand that this platform is a unique, where everybody needs to use it, and you start to advise the other firms working with you, either they are subcontractor or suppliers, you give them a username and password to access the platform, and you send them some tutorials and videos on how to use their piece of knowledge and enter it into the platform. Because at the end, it's one type platform used by everybody. So this is a responsibility on the customer or on you yourself, and accordingly, it will transfer to the other people working with you. But of course, we are not speaking about 1 month work, we're speaking about 6 to 12 month work to adapt it and to make it work.
First, I have a comment.
Yes, please.
Okay, you mentioned the reasons for the delays in the projects and so on. But there is another point, which is a lot of consultants underestimate the project from the beginning, whether cost-wise or time-wise, in order to please the owner. And this is really results in definitely delays to the project when the projects are coming to construction. Another issue is when the owner during the work, start changing his mind and need to do other modification to the projects. So these two things are additional to what you mentioned.
Of course, yes. I totally agree with those two challenges. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, the other point, now you are talking about one platform. Okay, now, if you have so many, let us say, like in Dubai, so many developers. Each developer has its own, method of work or program or platform he is using. So now you want all of them to use, the developers, which definitely under them, the consultant, the contractors, the suppliers, subcontractors, everybody to use. Every time they have to change from one platform to the other when they have a different client or a different developer. So, does not this create an additional problem for the people in the construction industry?
Okay, I understand the first comment. I totally agree with you that some of the other challenge is the consultants, and this is again going to the same point of people or picking up the right people to make them and share with them the strategy and vision and where you are and what you want to achieve. I completely agree with this challenge. Regarding the platform, of course, we are not asking the other developers who have their platform to use our platform, where we can create a link or can create a connections or an integration between the two platforms where we can do the transaction, it can affect us. And a very good example, around 2 years ago, Microsoft and Oracle has agreed together to flow the information between the two data centers, where a company using a Microsoft in one area and using an Oracle in another area, they don't care about this. They could use the same platform and they process the transaction in a Microsoft platform and integrate with an Oracle platform. So that's also there. There's no issues with this. We are not obliging people to use the same platform if we can create a connection or we can create a link. And if both vendors are using cloud, that would be an easy thing to do because the data are read in the same manner. So this is to answer the second point. The only case we ask to use the same platform, if your supplier used to send you an emails and RFQ, you could ask them to upload it into your portal and you read it. So you're saving procurement time and you can compare with vendors. So this is what platform would help you with. So this is just a thing about who can else apart from you using the platform. If your end user used to receive a report from you on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis, you could tell them, give them an access, and they can generate this report from your portal immediately and easily. So this is what do I mean by everybody could use the platform. Okay? So
fantastic. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Really appreciate it. Very, very clear, comprehensive presentation.
Thank you.
Please, huge round of applause for Walid Abdelaziz. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.